pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Village Clerk, please call roll.
Gordon. Myers. Buster. Washington. Here.
All right, we're back number 2, public comment. All questions or comments will be directed to the mayor. The speaker will be given 3 minutes to comment on topics on agenda items only. The speaker will be given 1 opportunity to speak. But if you have something, please come to the mic. I'd also ask that if you receive some complaints that audience members might be heckling or taunting the people at the mic. I would ask you please to keep your comments to yourself. Allow the individuals to take their time to ask their questions because the site is important to them. It's important to the board to be able to hear and understand and then get through their train of thought. So, if you would please take your name for the record.
Judy Guest. Mr. Mayor, last week, concerning the budget, a former village resident pointed out an error of $297,000, which was both verified that it was an error. And tonight we're asking for the budget to be passed. And I'd like to know how you can do that without talking to people, explaining things. What's the rush in getting this budget pushed through tonight? Secondly, on new business, number B and number F, the boundary agreement with Sauk Village and Creek. If it's what I think it is, which it doesn't really say too much what it is, it's property that we've had for maybe 30 years, and this has never been a discussion in an open meeting or anything. Why are we making decisions and talking about appropriations and all that other good stuff when this hasn't even brought, the public doesn't know anything about it? So I would like to know about the budget and how that $197,000 is taken care of. And I would like to know about the property in Sauk Village that belongs to Sauk Village that we were talking about appropriations and stuff. Those are the 2 things I have.
All righty, you've got some great questions, and let's talk a little bit about the budget changes that were made. There was an error in the budget that was pointed out at the last budget hearing. So here's how it was resolved. We received information, first of all, number 1, we received information from the governor's office regarding the LGDF for the state fiscal year 2014-2015. The state income tax revenue has been increased now for Sauk Village by $290,000. We received word from both INL and South coordinators and managers that the municipal income tax revenue sharing via the local government distributive fund will not be touched. We received word there. And we also received a INL state housing state house briefing that says the fiscal year 2015 budget left state share income tax revenue LGDF fully intact. So we were able to put the 2015 funds back in the budget that we had not showing there. So that gave us the $290,682. The $335,000 error, that was also put back in there because it showed that we were receiving revenue, but it's back under Parks and Recs. It's showing an expenditure. Let's see here. What we had down for 3 part-time records clerks, which we had 3 individuals. One of them had already got a job somewhere else, so we dropped that down to 2. So we were able to remove $18,909 for salaries for that part-time administrative clerk. We were able to move the administrator's salary, J.W. Fairman's salary. We had it under payroll and salaries. We were able to move it to contractual services because he's not going to take advantage of any of the perks, if you want to call them. He's not taking insurance, things like that. So we were able to have a savings there of about $7,650. And the auxiliary police officers that we wanted to bring on board, the 3 part-timers, we had to hold back on bringing them in for right now. That was a cost savings of $86,241 right there. So again, bringing that back again, now there's no There's no deficit, but there's no surplus. So, that's a change and stuff that we made in there to be able to bring a balanced budget to the board. So the second thing that's one right there. You talk about items B and F. We'll go to item 7B under new business. Motion to approve a boundary agreement between Sauk Village and the Village of Crete. That is an agreement that Crete will go no further north than Stager Road. Now they do want to be able to annex some property, and that's not on this one here yet. There's still some final working out with attorneys on the wording. So this is just agreeing with Crete that they will go no further north than Stager Road and not encroach onto the property of Sauk Village and annex all the way south down to Stager Road. And then you talk about item number F, the motion to approve the ordinance making appropriations. That is the appropriations for the budget. So what you have is you have a budget, and then you have an appropriations ordinance that says you can spend that money. So that's what item F is, the appropriations, the spending of the money that's allocated inside this budget. Is that right? Okay, so, all right, anyone else?
Just a question. Ms. Cass had mentioned about the offsets of the budget, something being wrong. Can you explain that the 300-some thousand for parks and recs has now been, I don't know what you want to call it, penciled in or used as an expense? What was it paid to? It came in as a grant and now it's spent within the last week. I may have misunderstood, please let me know. That's all.
Okay, great question. When you're doing the budget, put in there grants that you're expecting. There is a $335,000 Osland grant that we're expecting. The village has not received that money. The problem was with the budget, it was showing as revenue $335,000, but when doing changes in the budget, somehow it was removed as being an expenditure also. So what ended up happening, what Mohan had to do was put that $335,000 as an expenditure back under Parks and Recs. Now, have we received the grant yet? No, we have not. But we're expecting to receive that money. When we receive that money, we can move forward on that grant.
It's a plus and a minus, no, it's a minus, waiting for the plus. That's still on balance.
No, it's grants that you're expecting. I mean, every department has grants that they're expecting. It's part of their budget. All right, any other questions? All right, seeing none, we'll move to the mayor's report. As everyone has probably noticed, and I might be stealing a little thunder from the trustee, but you'll start seeing the flags and the work starting to happen on 394 Sauk Trail. So be careful as construction starts. They're going to be putting in the additional turning lanes there at 394 Sauk Trail. So if you see the sticks out there, the flags, and the crop and everything marked, there's going to be construction starting out there shortly. We talked a little bit about the budget. All the trustees have reviewed, had opportunity to make suggestions and changes towards the budget. They've already reviewed everything, and so we have the budget on our agenda tonight. Some things happening this month. Let's talk about the May 25th. We're going to have a Veterans Memorial, a Memorial Day celebration service here at the Village Hall. It will start at 11 o'clock. Right, so all the residents, please come out. If you have any veterans or anyone serving in the armed forces, we would ask that they come out for a day that we can have this service for them on Memorial Day. The other thing we have is on May 30th. We're having a blue ribbon walk. This is an opportunity for the village to recognize our police officers and our first responders, especially like our fire department and our ESDA department. We're asking residents if you have get blue ribbons, put them on your trees. We're going to have a sign-in registration at the fire department starting at 11 o'clock on the 30th. We're going to end up walking from the fire department all the way to the police department. The walk will begin at noon, and then we'll have refreshments and things in the park out here after the event. Hopefully we'll have a nice day, so I probably should say weather, but we plan on having stuff there. And then I have a proclamation that I'd like to read. Whereas safety is the highest priority for the highways and streets of the village and state, and whereas the great state of Illinois is proud to be a national leader in motorcycle safety, education, and awareness, and whereas motorcycles are a common and economic means of transportation that reduces fuel consumption and road wear and contributes to significant way to the relief of traffic and parking congestion, and whereas it is especially meaningful that the citizens of our village and state be aware of motorcycles on the roadways and recognize the importance of motorcycle safety, and whereas the members of ABATE, Lake of Illinois, Inc., a brotherhood aimed towards education, continually promotes motorcycle safety, education, and awareness in high school driver's education programs, and to the general public in our village and state, presenting motorcycle awareness programs to over 100,000 participants in Illinois over the past 4 years. And whereas all motorcycles should join ABATE of Illinois, Inc., in actively promoting the safe operation of motorcycles, as well as promoting motorcycle safety, education, awareness, and respect to the citizens of our village and state. And whereas the motorcycles of Illinois have contributed extensive volunteerism and money to national and community charitable organizations for the enhancement and support of these organizations. And whereas during the month of May, all roadway users should unite in the safe sharing of roadways within the village of Sauk Village and throughout the great state of Illinois. Therefore, I, David A. Hanks, Mayor of the Village of Sauk Village in the great state of Illinois, in recognition of 29 years of ABATE of Illinois, Inc., and over 638,000 registered cyclists statewide, and in recognition of the continued role Illinois serves as a leader in motorcycle safety, education, and awareness, to hereby proclaim the month of May this year 2015 as Motorcycle Awareness Month in the Village of Sauk Village, and urge all motorists of Illinois to join the ongoing effort to improve safety and awareness on our roadways. In witness thereof, I hereto set my hand and cause the great seal of the Village of Sauk Village to be affixed this 12th day of May in the year of 2015. Mayor David A. Hanks. Village Clerk. And with that said, I go to Village Clerk, Mr. Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First of all, just a couple housekeeping issues. Again, I've been told by several people that we all need to use our microphones more often, so until we rectify the situation, everybody please use their microphones. And second of all, I've also been told by several people that residents are using that bathroom during board meetings instead of that bathroom. I know sometimes that bathroom may not be open. We're going to try to be more cognizant of that, try to keep those bathrooms open during board meetings, but please do not go out those doors while the board meeting is in progress. Thank you. And also, I've also been told by several people that cell phones on during the meeting are very distracting. So if you can please keep your cell phones either off or on vibrate, that would be very helpful. And I just wanted to mention and thank the American Cancer Society for attending the quarterly luncheon at the McConaughey Public Library. They brought some very helpful information. And part of that information is the Relay for Life of Chicago Heights for the American Cancer Society. For all cancer survivors, there's actually a dinner in your honor at Bloom Trail this Friday at 6 p.m. Any cancer survivors are free, and one of their guests are free as well. I have applications for that dinner, and I have more information that from 5 to 7:15 there will be tailgating in the student parking lot, weather permitting. 6 p.m. is the dinner. 7:30 p.m. is the opening ceremony. They will have a luminaria ceremony at 9. And then all night long from 9 p.m. to 5:30 a.m. there will be activities inside the Bloom Trail field house. They're looking for volunteers. They're looking for cancer survivors, people who are dealing with cancer right now. Anybody who wants to participate, they want you there. That's anytime between 5 p.m. on Friday and 5:30 a.m. on Saturday morning. So that's for the American Cancer Society. Also, I want to take this time before later in the day, when it comes time to swear in our newly elected officials, I want to mention that there are 3 elected official workshops going on in May and June. We have one on May 28th, one on Saturday, June 6th, one on Thursday, June 25th. All of the newly elected trustees have these in their mailboxes, but trustees who are still on board, if you want a refresher course, they're highly recommended. And finally, I would just like to say that it's been my honor and my pleasure to work with trustee Jeff Morton and trustee John Hoskin. You are two of the most hardest working trustees I've had the pleasure to work with. You will be missed. I will definitely myself miss you, and I want to thank you for your service. You've done a great job, and I appreciate everything you've done. Thank you. That's a many reports.
All right, thank you, Mr. Village Treasurer, Mr.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have no report.
Thank you, sir. Move to Village Attorney, Attorney Michael Graff.
Thank you, Mayor. No report.
Village Engineer, Mr. Vin Turner.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First of all, an update on the water treatment plant improvements project. All work at water treatment plant 2, which is well 3, is all done. So we're making good progress for the remaining plants. Plant 1, all the interior piping and filter building has been painted. Contractor is addressing items on the punch list. And as soon as we can get some passing samples on the air strippers, treatment plant 1 will be substantially complete. And we'll submit for an IEP operating permit, and we'll bring it online. So, close. Second of all, regarding the 2015 MFT CDBG road resurfacing project, Robinson reviewed bids for the 2015 road resurfacing project, which were opened at the last board meeting. The low bid furnished by Gallagher Asphalt was in order, and it was about 4% lower than our estimate on the project. So we're recommending award of the contract to Gallagher Asphalt in the amount of $440,590.20. This item's on the consent agenda tonight and should be approved. And I'm estimating that the construction will begin in July and should be completed by September. Approve my report. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you very much. Move to Village Administrator, Director of Public Safety, J.D. Gifford Jr.
To the Board of Trustees and to the Mayor, basically, I started work May 1st, as everybody knows, full time. And I'm currently conducting a review of operations for every aspect of the management of Village of Sauk. We have some, talking to the department heads. We are talking to the department heads and probably will be reviewing and then updating our way of getting information out to the trustees first in terms of reporting and subsequently the public. So that's the big part of what I've been doing. I do want to report that, we had somebody from the Kurtz dispatch service that tried the 911 number today, and I wanted to tell people that they should review the pass out on the back, because the 911 call center went straight to Chicago Heights, especially when it's done from an emergency, a cell phone. And so people should be aware of that and take that into consideration when you're using it. This information will is on the back page, as I said, and will be released on our website, e-blast, and you will be able to see, also a Talk Talk, I'm sorry. And I encourage you to look at that. My other concern, I have been and will continue to talk to some of the residents about their concerns and comments. I'm here from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, usually it's later than that, but that's official, so you may see me here later. Also, in an effort to increase the communication with the community, we're going to amend or change it, add to our Sauk Village website, and we're going to have a way to contact and leave information to me about your concerns, your comments, or your suggestions. Mr. Mayor, that concludes what I say about my report today.
All right, thank you very much. Move to reports of trustees and board committees. Parks and Recreation Committee, Trustee Hoskin.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. No report.
Beautification Committee. Beautification Committee is hosting the Spring Clean Sweep, May 16th and May 18th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. behind the Village Hall. The committee will be targeting the public buildings and village access roads to remove the litter that has accumulated from the winter months. If you're able to attend, please consider cleaning. If you're unable to attend, please consider cleaning up the litter on your block. especially if there's any vacant homes on your blocks. We ask you to reach out and just clean those up. The next committee meeting will be held on May 20th at 7 p.m. here at the Village Hall. Beautification meetings are held on the third Wednesday of every month, and they are always looking for new committee members and volunteers. That is the report. Move to Ordinance Review Committee, Trustee Myers.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. A couple items. First of all, the Ordinance Review Committee will meet Thursday at 7 p.m. here in this building. The other non-sanctioned committee that we could put together and to try to find out what happened with some of the money and try to get some revenue in is the debt recovery committee. Well, I'd like to read some figures that people have been asking me, and I'm going to read some figures that we found. Okay, the village still have an MCSI collection. We have over $417,150 uncollected in that. And mini collection, we have over $408,700. You're looking at, we're going to present to the controller's office, $825,850 that we're going to go after and try to collect for the village. Now, these are tickets that has gone way back up to 6 years, I believe we went back to, and they just somehow or another found a way to sign. There's also residents that decided that they're not going to pay the village and won't pay the village. We have some citations in there that's due to the village's parking tickets and stuff, some 4,000, 5,000. And we got one that's over there for a water bill that's almost $8,000. Well, please, if I got to pay a water bill and I got to pay a ticket, I'm going to tell you what, we're going to try to go after these people, and we have got the okay, and Mohan gave you some fantastic news today that he was contacted by the controller's office and the representative. They're going to meet this week and do the finalization and get this program started. Now, I just want to let you know that we're going to be working with the controller. The controller in the state of Illinois has the right to take ours. We can boot it. We can apply to the Secretary of State to suspend the driving privileges until they work out some type of accommodation for the village to pay back the fine they owe us. And the collectors can work on the income tax and stuff like that. It's all legal, it's all been used all the way around all the South Suburban and their other communities, non-home rule and home rule. This is just one way that we found out that we can bring in some of the revenue that is due back to us. And that $825,000 sure could help us in a lot of ways. With that, Mr. Mayor, the last thing, two other items. I was proud to be at Neighborhood Watch last night. Deputy Chief Salisbury put out a fantastic program, and it was great. We had about 40 some odd residents there, and we had a lot of good people from the area ask questions. It was a very good meeting. And last is Jeff, John. I hate to see you guys go, but we all have to go sooner or later. That's been great. You guys have tolerated quite a bit of fuel over the years. But thanks a lot for all your help and everything. You guys take care. That's all I have.
Thank you, Trustee. Move to Intergovernmental Relations Committee, Trustee Burgess.
Thank you, Mr.
Try down here? What about now? Okay. The Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity, DCEO, is working to accelerate the application, scoring and review schedule, and announce the final designations by the end of this summer. DCEO received 66 applications from communities around the state for new enterprise zones in 2016. The department has already scored the applications submitted for the final round of review, after which the enterprise board will approve or deny applications. DCEO must submit scored applications to the board by June 30th of this year, 2015. New zones will go into effect January 1st, 2016. Under state law, the board may approve up to 49 enterprise zones in 2015. The remainder of the state's 97 available zones will be designated in 2016 through 2020. So I have some good news for the residents. Commonwealth Edison issued a letter on April 15 explaining that ComEd has filed with the Illinois Commerce Commission the annual update under the performance-based formula rate. It is proposed to the Commission that ComEd's delivery charges will be decreased by the amount of $1 on the average monthly residential bill starting January 2016. My next IGRC meeting was planned for June 4th, but I'll get everyone, I don't know if it will happen at that time, but I'll get everyone information as it comes in. It may be June 4th, it may be a little later. And that concludes my report.
Trustee. Move to Neighborhood Watch Committee, Trustee Washington.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First of all, I just want to let the residents know that the Neighborhood Watch, we have a new flyer. We used to have a full sheet with a cost-saving initiative. We did change our flyer to half a sheet of paper, so you'll be noticing that it'll be throughout the community. We did change what our flyer presentation looks like. Also, I want to just thank Trustee Myers for those words for our meeting on last night. We did have a very packed Neighborhood Watch meeting on last night. I too want to thank Deputy Chief Salisbury and her guest, Dr. Strauss, that came. They did an excellent job talking about concealed carry. The room was packed. A lot of residents are interested in what those laws are about and what the rules and regulations are. Also, we talked about body cameras because that's what the Neighborhood Watch, we want to do an investigation to see what it would take to get body cameras for our police department. The handouts, I mean, everything was just above board. And I do want to recognize my block club captains and my secretary and all of those that work so hard, the officers for Neighborhood Watch. A lot of them are here tonight. We have also extended our program over the summer, as you know, with our Junior Neighborhood Watch program. We do have those letters that are ready for parents that are going out. I was able to talk with the superintendent of Bloom Trail, Dr. Nat Ray, who was 100% on board. Also the principal of Bloom Trail, Dr. Graham, and Dr. Link, that's the superintendent for 168. I see those school board members here tonight as well for the students that attend Rickover. So we're excited about the youth, getting them involved over the summer with the Junior Neighborhood Watch program. We are concluding our no texting while driving pledge along with our no bullying pledge. So for those that have not yet signed those pledges, if you want to, I need you to give me those pledges because we will be bringing those campaigns to a close. And if you don't have your Neighborhood Watch signs in your windows, we do have them in the back, as well as we have our decal, and we have approximately over 3,500 decals throughout Sauk Village. So if you don't have one, we have those in the back as well. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Trustee. Public Relations, Community Outreach Partnership Committees, Trustee Williams.
This is going to be a combined report based on information that will be presented later. Both of the committees will be going through a transition phase, and they will need to meet this month, to determine how we're going to be moving forward. However, those dates have not been set yet. So I will definitely let the public know, as well as the board know, when we move forward.
Thank you, Trustee. Move to reports of departments, committees, and commissions. Fire Chief, 911 Commission, Chief Stauffer.
Thank you, Mayor and Board. Over the past 2 weeks, the fire department responded to 21 calls. 3 vehicle accidents, 4 fire alarms, 3 structure fires, 1 CO, 1 gunshot victim, 1 steam from the hot water heaters, 1 vehicle versus pedestrian, 1 missing child, 1 gas leak, and assist of 4 other agencies. Just like report.
Thank you, Fire Chief. Move to Police Department, Deputy Chief Salisbury.
Between April 28th and May 12th, the Sauk Village Police Department responded to 682 calls for service. And those calls for service included 1 homicide investigation. Homicide investigation is still ongoing. 1 home invasion investigation. 27 adults ranging from felony aggravated battery with a child to misdemeanor disorderly conduct. 10 juvenile arrests ranging from resisting arrest to rob action. 27 traffic citations were issued and 30 warning citations were issued. That concludes my report.
Thank you to Public Works Department Director Kevin Miller.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have a few items. Ongoing streetlights. Sauk Village received a grant for streetlights, roughly around 515 heads. We've replaced at this time about 50 new heads. We've repaired 3 other streetlights right now at this time, the 400s in our industrial park. And we did do a line replacement on 221st, some wires. During this change out of these streetlight heads, we will have more than just changing of the head. We might have to add fuse links, we might have to do a little wire work, underground and overhead. So this will be ongoing throughout the year. Fire hydrants, another grant we received for fire hydrants. We currently have installed a few of them. We're prepping the 2 sites that we've been talking about from last month. The hydrant site is 217 in Gay Lane and 2036 218 Place. Those will be our 2 next installs. Everybody knows the ash tree problem in Sauk Village, and it's all over the country. Basically, the ash beetle is destroying all the ash trees. We have roughly about 490 trees that we have. We've taken down roughly about 100 total. More recently, we've taken down in the last month roughly about 20 trees. And as we enter in some of these locations, we do have some residents that are asking for tree trimming, so we will try to address some of those locations. Branch pickup started May 4th. All branches had to be out by the 10th, which was the first week of the pickup. The second week is for us to go around and pick up. During this time of the year, you know, we have a lot of rain. We have a lot of grass growth, so we do switch off day to day as the weather conditions allow us. But we hope to be completed sometime by the middle of next week. Once we do pass that section, though, we cannot put any more branches out. Also, day-to-day operations. Throughout the day, we do get calls from different departments for help. We do have emergency actions that we do take. We have sometimes we have job directional changes. So on the day-to-day, we may start off doing something, but we may stop and pick up another job along the way. Building maintenance, we've been working recently with the fire department. They had a few little plumbing issues, a couple little minor electrical issues. We do work with them often. Police department, some minor issues, plumbing issues, a few light bulbs, nothing major has been reported as of recent. We do have a small leak on the roof, which it's under warranty right now, and we're waiting for the roofer to come out and tell us what's going on. Another issue around Sauk Village during the winter time and after the winter is the potholes. We heard from the engineers, we do have some street projects going on that will take care of some of the roads. We'll do patch them up as much as we can right now. We're not wasting a lot of money, but those roads that are going to be approached in the project will be taken care of soon. Everything else is at a complaint basis right now, and everything else at that time we will follow up once all the complaints are taken care of and the summer slows down a little bit for the grass growth. Quiet zones. We have 2 quiet zones in Sauk Village, which are the rail tracks that cross for the, I believe they're CNN tracks. In those locations, they put down delineators. These are so that residents do not drive around the gates or the tracks to go around when they're waiting for the train to come. At Torrance Avenue right now, they're working on the pipeline, and they are running over the top of our delineators. I already spoke to them. There's roughly 12 to 15 that are damaged right now. They're not missing, so we're still in compliance with the quiet zone. Once the project is completed, they will be replaced under the damage that was done by the pipeline. Water, day-to-day water operations. We have a water operator that goes out every day and he takes any scheduled appointments. That's during the week. Any resident who has a complaint, you call the village hall. If they have a water complaint inside anything water related, the individual will come to the house, try to assist you, give you direction if possible. He also does the shut-off list. He also does meter installations and several other water-related jobs. We do also have a grant for water, which was for B-box repairs. Jetting or cleaning B-boxes for revenue collection. Recently, we've jetted out 22 boxes, 16 were shut off for non-payment, and 6 were added to our bid list, which is an ongoing list. And we'll hopefully be able to get to those sometime along the summer years. Garbage. Garbage in Sauk Village over the winter. It seems like the longer winters we have, the more accumulation of garbage in the snow piles. After it melts, it looks terrible. We ask for as much help as the residents can give. The beautification committee is having their cleanup this weekend, so please get out there and help us. Don't throw it in the roadways. Pick it up, throw it in a neighbor's garbage can, throw it in your garbage can, take it with you until you can get home, but please don't throw it on the streets. Keep the town clean. Last item I have is grass cutting. Sauk Village, the Public Works Department takes care of roughly 49 public locations. These are village-owned locations or village-responsible locations. We have probably another 15 of those which are open areas or we'll call them safety areas. Whereas residents cross through or kids cross through, we can maintain those fields. We have made 22 cuts of our 49 locations. That's 22 individual cuts. So we're not completed to our list yet. And some of the locations we've already cut, as some can see on 223rd, it's going pretty fast. So we will be out cutting. If there's an area, please call the village hall that hasn't been addressed immediately. We'll see as fast as we can get to it. But we are out there. We have a lot of jobs to do, and thank you for your patience. That concludes my report.
Mr. Mayor, got a question. Yes, Kevin, the trees, because a lot of people are going to be asking, how low are we going? How low are you going to cut them down to the stumps?
We'll take them down as flat as possible so they're not a trip hazard. We don't have a stumper ourselves, so we have to rent one. So we're trying to collect up at least 50 or 60 at a time, and then rent the stumper, and then stump them.
Also, you will rent them down?
Yes, and then once we're done, we will fill locations and seed out the location.
Next question, I'm sure they're going to be asking about that too, replacement.
We have nothing at this time. The cost is, on an average tree that we have to replace is anywhere from $150 to $200 for a 2-inch tree, which would be something of decent growth. And right now, there's nothing out there that's good enough that we can attach to, grants included.
Oh, okay, so I was going to ask about grants. I was just thinking that,
They're very minimal, and some of them are more for, I don't know, they're not even for removals in some cases. I guess it's to get rid of the stuff in some areas, but there's not, there's 5,000 here, 5,000 there, and it's not really a lot of money to do very much with.
Okay, but I'm just wondering if I can get some organization or something that may have trees that they give in other places. Do we have means to store them? If they bring them here, say a couple hundred trees or whatever, do we have a means to store them?
Most of them will probably be bagged, so all we would have to do is use our wood chips that we collect every day, make an area off in our yard, and just surround them with wood chips, and we can put them in as needed.
And also, if a resident wanted to plant their own tree, do they have to come before before Public Works to make sure that that tree is conducive?
Yes, there's an ordinance for certain styles of trees. We want to make sure we put a variety out there. So there are some we don't recommend and some we will. We don't want anything with fruit bearing or low growing. It's got to be a pretty high tree and something that's not going to be a lot of seeds.
So it'd be advantageous that we get in contact with your department before they do it?
Yes.
Thank you.
Trustee Washington.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I want to ask you, Mr. Weller, what is the process with posting something up on the marquee?
The process is most postings are delivered within a timely fashion of whatever is coming up. If there's a village sanctioned event, those take first priority. If it's in line with anything else, if it's a specific thing for branch pickup, that will be priority to everything else. But if it's village sanctioned first and in line, as long as everybody's in line and it all fits, we'll try to get them all.
Okay, I'm bringing that up because 3 times I have submitted the paperwork that has been put up on the marquee. I just want to say that Neighborhood Watch, like the other committees, we work really hard, and I am so proud of all of the committees and all of the commissioners that's working in the village. There's so much to do here, so much to volunteer to help with. But when we put something in writing to you, and we talk, and you say, okay, I can put it up on this date, and then I'm letting the block club captains let their residents on their blocks know, watch the marquee, watch for the dates, because sometimes we can't get to every single block every month with the flyers. And the marquee is right there when they come into the village. And then I look and there's something else up on the marquee, and I may call and say, well, what happened? He said, I got a phone call, I agree, and I think it's here, if you could let me know that the sanction committees of the village that the board has sanctioned, that if we put it in writing and follow the process, we should be able to get our things advertised up on the marquee. Because I'm just saying, I called you and you said, well, I got a phone call and said, okay, but I want this to go now, or I want that to go now, so I don't really know where it goes. You know, we have, I know administrator here, how we can work out the logistics of it, but I'm just saying, on behalf of the Neighborhood Watch, if you could be considered, and we go through the process to get our things posted in a timely fashion, that we can really get that done. Thank you.
I think too, just so you know, sometimes there's a lot of things going on, so there may be times where you see the same thing on the marquee for about a week or 2 at a time. And then there may be some weeks where they're changing it 2 or 3 times. And I do know I saw Neighborhood Watch up there this week. So your Neighborhood Watch was up there this week. So I did see that. But, we can talk about it.
We have some new trustees coming, so we just started to know the process. We're all so busy.
Definitely. That's good. All right, move to Administrative Services Director, Sherry Kaczynski.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just wanted to remind the residents, village stickers are out now on sale. They need to be on your vehicle by July 1 at 12 a.m. on June 30th. Passenger plates are $30, truck plates are $48, and there's one senior discount allowed in the home, which will be $10. Animal tags are still on sale. It's $10 if the pet is spayed or neutered, $25 if it is not. And the village home will be closed Memorial Day, which is May 25th. And that concludes my report. And also, Trustee Washington, for all the trustees, if you need anything on the marquee, the forms are at the front office, and I'll be happy to show you where they are. That concludes my report.
Oh, sure.
What age is senior? You say senior discount per house, one sticker?
62. And no, I don't think you're 62 yet.
I'm not gonna ask, but I don't know about that. Move to Finance Director Raul.
No report, Mayor. Thank you.
Move to Sauk Village Homeland Security Director Art Johnson.
Thank you, Mayor and Board. Over the past 2 weeks, as we responded to 21 calls, 4 vehicle accidents, 3 fire alarms, 4 school patrols, 1 CO alarm, 1 odor investigation, 1 missing child, 1 gas leak, 1 vehicle versus pedestrian, 1 shooting victim, 3 structure fires, and 1 smoke coming from the howl. That concludes my report, Mr. Mayor.
All right, thank you, sir. Move to Human Relations Commission, Commissioner Steve Shimkus.
The Human Relations Commission is having a diversity dinner in late July. We'll have more information on that as we finalize the plans. And the next scheduled meeting for the Human Relations Commission is June 1st, 7 p.m. So come on out, see what we're all about, and put your 2 cents to it. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. If you can give that to Rose, I appreciate it, because we're going to drop down Senior Committee Chairperson Rose Langston.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yesterday, the American Cancer Society gave a very informative presentation. We had blood pressure screening, a delicious lunch provided by McConaughey Library, and the movie Ghostbuster was enjoyed by all. We had the privilege of J.W. Fairman joining us, meeting and speaking to the seniors. J.W. took notes of some of the seniors' concerns and invited them to contact him on any future concerns and or issues. Silver Sneak continues every Tuesday morning. The 10 a.m. class is on strength, 11:15 a.m. is on relaxation. There is no cost to the Silver Sneaker members and only $2 per class for non-members. However, for both classes, the cost is only $3. The paperback book exchange is going strong. Hardcover books are being donated to the McConaughey Library to make room for the many, many paper book donations. Only large print hardcover books are welcome. Boone Township continues to offer yoga, line dancing, chair exercise, and much more. The Township Annual Picnic is on Thursday, August 6th. Tickets will be available July 1st. Senior Wheels provide an inexpensive transportation within the township and some medical facilities out of township. That number is 708-754-8200. You need to call the day before requesting the transportation and for scheduled information. For additional information, call 708-754-9400. The 3 senior organization meeting in the senior center welcomes seniors 50 years young and older. See posted calendar for dates and time. The senior committee will not meet this Thursday due to a lack of quorum. Thank you. This ends my report.
Thank you very much. Move on to number 6, consent agenda. If any trustees have any issues on the consent agenda? Hearing none, I ask for a motion to approve the consent agenda as is.
So moved.
Have a motion second, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Burgess.
Yes.
Gordon.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Poskett.
Yes.
Washington.
Yes.
Williams. Yes.
Motion carries. With item number 7, new business, motion to approve accounts payable and disbursements for April 28th, 2015 through May 12th, 2015. Is there a motion to approve?
Second.
Motion second, any questions or comments? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Burgess.
Yes.
Gordon.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Poskett.
Yes.
Washington.
Yes.
Williams. Yes.
Motion carries. Item number B, motion to approve the boundary agreement between the Village of Sauk Village and the Village of Creek. Is there a motion to approve?
Mr. Mayor.
We need a motion first. Motion and second for any questions or comments.
So moved.
We got a motion and a second. Questions or comments?
Yes, I wanted to make a motion to table this because we still did not get a written letter stating what they were going to do that we asked for. At least I asked for that letter to show in writing that they were not going to go to a certain point.
That language is contained in the boundary agreement,
I didn't see, the last thing we know is that we were supposed to get that we talked about. We were supposed to get a copy of the language that states that they would not anything that says potential, but that they would not come into anything north of state. And I didn't, that's what I was asking. He asked about that last week.
I wasn't here last week.
I know you were, right.
I think it's the letter that was from that municipality. I don't know if you received a copy or not.
No, I didn't receive a copy of the state. I saw a copy of what they were intended on doing at their meeting, but I didn't. But I asked about a letter stating that they would not encroach upon.
Again, there's two. There's the family vacation, the one parcel that's not really part of this agreement. This is an agreement. There's two communities. One won't go into Sauk County, Sauk Village won't go into Will County.
Correct. I think that's the letter I wanted to see was precisely that they would not come across.
That's the boundary agreement.
That agreement I saw, that does not say they would not. That agreement that does not state that they will not come north of Sauk, of State Road.
We provided a letter from Mayor Creek. Right.
That agreement there, you read it, does not state that they would not come north of state. That's the letter that we had agreed upon that we would get from them. You said you would get it from Mayor Heinholz.
We did receive a letter, and we did provide it.
Was there, my office prepared the agreement, was there a map?
No, I didn't see a map. The reason why I'm saying I didn't want them to come, because we all stated that I didn't want them to come across, because, there's owners that are over there that are probably willing to go with Steger instead of stay with Sauk Village. And that was the reason I asked to have it, the language specifically state that they would not come across Steger going north, east of 394.
So we have a motion, so we have a second on the floor. We have a trustee asking if we can table this for additional information. I mean, we did provide the letter. We'll get the letter for the board again from Mike Anchor in Creek. We'll use the letter again. But what's the pleasure of the board? The ones that presented the motion in a second. Not hearing what he's saying. All right, any other questions or comments? All right, as for,
okay. In section 2 under boundary lines, it basically says there was a map that was supposed to be included. Was there a map included in this watershed?
I stayed in my office, prepared it. I did not. I don't know if the map came over and was given to the board members.
Well, then I would concur to Mr. Burgess as well, so I think we should go ahead and actually table this item.
All right.
I don't have a problem with my second, but I didn't make a motion, so.
rescind my motion.
Okay, we have rescinded the motion, we have rescinded the second. Okay, and then trustee Burgess, do you want to put the motion?
I'd like to make a motion that we table this until such time we receive the letter.
Okay, a motion and second. Any other questions or comments?
Can we make sure that the letter not only comes in our boxes this time, but it can be scanned and emailed to us as well? So then that way, I know we got the letter too, but that way, if there's an issue or something, we can pull it up on our phone and faces. I don't bring my paperwork with each meeting, so I couldn't provide it to us right now, but if it's on our phone, we can pull it up, or something like that.
No problem. We'll get the letter to you again. All righty, any other questions or comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call roll.
Burgess.
Yes.
Gordon.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Poskett.
Yes.
Washington.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
All right. Item C, motion to approve resolution of the Village of Sauk Village, Cook and Will Counties, Illinois, supporting the renewal of a Class 8 real estate tax assessment classification for 22500 Sauk Point Drive, which is otherwise known as Lee Brothers. Is there a motion to approve? Motion, got a motion second. Questions or comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call roll.
Burgess.
Yes.
Gordon.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Poskett.
Yes.
Washington.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Motion carries. Item D, motion to approve resolution approving a Class 8 real estate tax assessment classification for the occupation of abandoned property in the Village of Sauk Village, Cook and Will Counties, Illinois, otherwise known as 10 Sherryville Plaza. Is there a motion to approve?
Mayor, I just ask that the motion be contingent upon transfer of title to the petitioner.
All right, so we add that to the motion, contingent to the, repeat that one time.
Contingent transfer of title to the petitioner, who is a Gina McNeil.
All right, so is there a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
Motion second, any questions or comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call roll.
Burgess.
Yes.
Gordon.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Poskett.
Yes.
Washington.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Motion carries. Item E, motion to approve 2015-2016 Sauk Village budget. Is there a motion to approve?
I make a motion, Mayor, that we table this also E&F. I did talk to Mohan today, and I did get just today the,
We got a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
I didn't make a motion, I made a motion to table.
That's what I said, we got a motion on
Oh,
the table.
okay.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, we got a second. Any questions or comments? All right, Village Clerk, please call roll.
Burgess.
Yes.
Gordon.
No.
Myers.
Yes.
Poskett.
No.
Washington.
Yes.
Williams.
You have a question? Yes.
All right. So we table E.
I just have a question from the vote then. So the item is going to be tabled, you asked a question, E and F, or table E and F. Will this be on the next meeting?
That will be my next after
To
E.
discuss the problems, because we're already into the budget year.
That was going to be after this, after the outcome, I was going to ask that.
You know, we can vote it there.
All right. Fine. All right, now we need no room for item 8 and item 9. Item exam number 10, miscellaneous comments from the Mayor and Board of Trustees. Start with Trustee Leonard.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just wanted to say goodbye and thank you for all of your service to Trustee Warren and Trustee Poskett. And I also wanted to welcome the newly elected trustees, and I look forward to working with you both. Also, I want to say we have a very large audience, so I'm glad that there's a lot of people that are here that will be able to hear this. I did already share my feelings with the board, and I wanted to just say this to the public because I think that it needs to be said to the public as well. The last couple board meetings that I have attended have been disappointing and embarrassing to say the least. I think that there's been a lot of going back and forth on this board as well as with audience members. I know that the village clerk did state that, and the mayor did state also, that people are heckling people while they're up at the podium and things like that. My request, I guess, is to say that as a community, as a board, as audience members, that we remain respectful and that we have some sort of decorum, because I think that it's gotten out of hand. And I know that we've had shades in the past and they're in the past, and I know that we're not always going to get along, and that's absolutely fine. But while the minutes are being taken, and while we're during a board meeting, if we could all please be respectful of each other, that's all that I ask. And I have informed the board that my plan is that if I think that it's getting out of the hand, or if residents, or even through the board, because there's been multiple times that we as a board should be setting an example, and I don't think that we're doing that as well as we could be. So I'm going to ask that the meeting be recessed, and should there be an issue with that, and should the quorum not kind of be taken over, I will be stepping away from the meeting for that specific meeting, because I just don't think that it needs to continue. I think that everybody up here is over 18, or else you wouldn't be up here. And so that means we're adults. So that means we can act like adults. And I think that everybody, mostly everybody who's in the audience right now are adults. There are some kids, which I'm happy, you know, kids in government, that's my thing. So I'm happy, but I think that our children in our audience are often acting better than we are up here. So I just ask that we can continue. This has been a very good meeting. It's a happy occasion. So I hope that we can continue that decorum. And I look forward to less fighting, less concerns, and less tension in the upcoming years with our newly elected officials.
Tonight, we're going to bring on 2 new people, and I hope that we see a total different change. Let's forget about the fighting. Let's forget about the racial. We're all one. We're one to bring this village back, to get back on its toes, back on its feet. We're all here to work together. And frankly, we're all tired of the fighting back and forth with one another. So let's just move forward, get our village back together. And that's all I'm going to do.
Trustee Martin.
Thank you, Mayor and Board. First thing I wanted to do is, David Dixon, I thunder. But yes, Illinois 394 and Sauk Trail, they are finally moving forward on the construction there, so that is basically not taking place. We get a blessing. Mr. Burgess, a week or so ago, brought out some issues pertaining to Lilly Brothers. I had the opportunity to go over and speak with Lilly Brothers, and I had to talk with the manager over there, and also talk with the head operations manager for Lilly Brothers as well. I did notice that there were no village stickers on their cement trucks, and we did have a discussion about that, and the gentleman did let me know that they will purchase village stickers going forward. So I just want to let you know that as well. Now to the business at hand of saying thank you. Not to get emotional, but throughout a man's life there are many changes and highs and lows. Having the opportunity to serve the residents of Sauk Village has been an extreme high for me. There have been people that have been said, hey, I don't agree with what you're saying or how you're doing things, and that's fine, and I respect each and every one of you. And then there's people that come to me and pat me on the back and say, wow, you're doing a great job. I would not take one day back at all. I am so proud of the board, the mayor, the department heads, everybody that's worked together. We might not always agree on things, but we do work together. I'd like to thank, of course, my fellow trustees, the mayor, Madam Clerk, the department heads, Mr. Stoffenberg, Ms. Salisbury, Mr. Johnson, Jared, Jensen, Mr. Mohan, Mr. Fairman, Mr. Griegel. It's been an honor to work with you guys as well. To our vendors, our law firm, Olson Sturt, thank you. And Robinson Engineering, Jim, you're a hell of a guy. And the last, to thank the residents of the community for giving me the opportunity. And also to thank the residents for giving the opportunity to these two fine gentlemen. They are going to step up, they're going to sit in this chair, and make tough decisions. They're going to find out you're not going to please everybody. It's not going to happen. But I wish you all the best. The one last thing is I want to thank is my wife. Behind every good, great man, there's a woman.
I love that's right.
My wife is no difference. There's times that we've sat down, Jeff, what in the world? And there's been times that she sat down there and she's given me the pep talk. You know, your heart's in it, the soul's in it, and it becomes who you are. It is strange. It becomes who you are. I will continue to volunteer as I did before I was elected official. That's not going to change. I will still be here. I will still represent this municipality proudly as a resident all the time. And that's all I have to say. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'll be very brief. I would just like to say that it's been a pleasure working with this board and working with the employees here at Sauk Village. It's been a great opportunity, and I wish you all, as a new board, well, and I hope you continue success in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First of all, I do want to acknowledge that the mayor and J.W. Fairman came to the Neighborhood Watch meeting as well Monday, and I want to thank you guys for stopping by and being your guests with the concealed carry. I also wanted to say to Trustee Morton, we came on together, we won the same night 2 years ago, and we've been interesting, what they call junior trustees, and I'm really going to miss you. I'm going to miss all of the laughing and the things that we learned at IML together. You're a very nice person and very intelligent, articulate, and I just thank you for, all of your help. And also, Trustee Hoskins, very knowledgeable, very professional, very courteous. It helps make the job better when you're working with professional people. We laugh, we play, we fight, we disagree, we agree to disagree, and I'm going to miss both of you. I really didn't know you before the election, and I'll just leave it there, but I got a chance to know you, and I just appreciate all the professionalism and the words of wisdom that you gave me. Now, I would love to have both of you to volunteer with Neighborhood Watch. So I will call you and ask you to come and bring all of that knowledge to my committee, and I will be staying in contact, and I'll miss you guys greatly. I'm looking forward to the new trustees coming up, and I hope that we can have the same rapport and relationship. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Burgess.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. First thing I would like to add the item for the budget to be put on next week's agenda for committee meeting, so we can discuss that. I'm going to save my speech until later, but I do want to thank Trustee Trustee Morton and Trustee Hoskins for their dedicated service that they've given to this village for the past 2 years, 2.5 years with Trustee Hoskins. You guys have shown the sacrifice. You've shown that you actually care and that you actually sacrifice your time from away from your families to make sure that this village had a chance to go forward. And with that said, I appreciate you guys, appreciate the work that you've done. And as you said, Trustee Morton, we will be tapping you if we can, and also you, Trustee Hoskins, because there's some trustees here in the hall right now that are ex-trustees, and they still get involved, and I hope to see you guys too. Again, thank you very much for everything you've done.
All right, first of all, I'd like to say that goodbye and thank you to Trustee Hoskins and Trustee Morton. Thank you for everything you've done and all the hard work. Again, we're still going to be reaching out to you both to help. You guys were very instrumental the last 2 years, especially when it came to the 4th of July parade, the fireworks, and all the events we've had in the parks. So we're definitely going to be reaching out to you for, we've got the expertise, we've got the know-how, so don't go too far. We'll be reaching out to you. That said, also, elections are over, and it's time that we all put our political differences to the side. There's going to be some healing still probably, but at the same time, we all need to make sure that we have one common goal as the residents of Sauk Village. Just like as it's been said, not everyone's going to agree with what you say. So some people agree and some people disagree. Tonight, for the newly elected trustees, you're going to get sworn in. So probably before the end of the night, you'll be sworn at. So get ready for it. And I tell everyone up here, I've said it throughout the years, it's not wrong to disagree, but don't be disagreeable. That's how we're going to continue moving this village forward. Again, I don't take personal the way people vote, because everyone has the right to vote the way they want to. My job is, as mayor, is to bring stuff to the board to have it voted on. So I want to say in closing here, as we get ready to close this meeting, welcome to the newly elected trustees, and you're ready to come on board, and goodbye to the ones that have been sitting there for the last couple of years. With that said, I would ask for a motion to adjourn sine die.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor, say aye. Aye. We will let these trustees step down. We're gonna do- We will call the meeting to order. Just so everyone understands what's going to happen here. We're going to call the newly elected trustees to get sworn in, and then they will come up and take their seats. So, first of all, I ask for. Okay. I call the meeting to order. Village clerk, please call roll.
Burgess.
Here.
Washington. Here. Myers.
Here.
Williams. Here.
I would ask the newly elected trustees to please come forward.
Oh. According to the best of my ability.
According to the best of my ability.
Right now, we have a new board up there, that's Village Clerk, please call roll again.
Burgess.
Here.
Jones.
Here.
Myers.
Here.
Tate. Here. Washington.
Here.
Williams. Here.
Move down number 2, mayor appointments. Tonight I have appointments. Representing, we have 2 new committees we're putting tonight together, presenting to the board. First of all, I'd like to announce a little bit different, we're going to do some things different this year. The first committee is the Community/Public Relations Committee. We're going to, presenting the chair of that will be Trustee Williams, and to vice chair will be Trustee Burgess. Next committee is Public Safety/Ordinance Review Committee. Chairing that will be Trustee Myers, and vice chairing that will be Trustee Tates. Neighborhood Watch Committee. Chairing that will be Trustee Washington. Vice chair will be Trustee Myers. Parks and Recs Committee. To chair that will be Trustee Jones. Vice chair, Trustee Washington. 2 new committees that we're presenting tonight will be the Public Works/Lake Michigan Water Committee. Chairing that will be Trustee Burgess. Vice chairing that will be Trustee Jones. And the second committee is a Budget and Finance Committee. Chairing that will be Trustee Tate, and vice chairing Trustee Williams. We have for committees. All right, move to item number 3, miscellaneous comments from the Mayor and Board of Trustees. We'll start. Trustee Williams. Trustee Myers. Trustee Tate.
First of all, I want to thank my family for staying behind me during the whole process. I want to thank the village residents who put me up here. And the final thing is that I want all the residents to know decisions that I make while a trustee will be in the best interest of all Sauk Village residents. Thank you very much.
I want to thank everyone for coming out. I want to thank my wife for putting up with all of what we've been through. It's been a great experience. I've met a lot of new friends. I never thought I would open up to have so many friends. And I'm so proud to represent the village. And I just want to say thank you all. And I'm ready to go to work.
Trustee Washington.
No comment.
Trustee Burgess.
Thank you. Mr. Mayor, members of the Board of Trustees, department heads, and former village officials, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to thank the people of Sauk Village for allowing me to serve as a 3rd term as your trustee. I would like to take the opportunity to thank my wife, Juanita, our family and friends for being supportive throughout this election and during my time on the village board. I am humbled and honored to serve you and look forward to making our village even better. I remain committed to be the voice for all the people of Sauk Village. This election was historic. The residents have spoken. They want a new direction. The residents want us to work together as a village board to move our village in a new direction. The residents want the decision of the corporate authorities to be made in public as they once were, where public votes are taken and elected officials are being held accountable for their votes. No more consensus voting. While modest improvements to our financial reporting has been done, we know that there have been no long-lasting improvements in our financial status. The village's financial reports show that the general fund deficit continues to increase. The village outstanding debt is about $40 million. The village bond rating still remains suspended, and as recent as of today, the budget as proposed by the mayor is not balanced and needs more work. We need to continue to provide the services to our residents while being respectful of their tax dollars. When I took oath of office, For trustee in 2011, Sauk Village did not have a chief of police. How ironic today, as I take office for trustee, we find ourselves once again without a chief of police. The Sauk Village Police Department is not a political pawn and should be left alone to fight crime, provide safe streets, and be proactive force in the community. The time of action is now, today, this day. We must work collaboratively to move our village in a new direction. Thank you very much.
Now it's welcome the new trustees on board, the ones that were elected, and looking forward to working with each and every one of you. And yeah, I guess I can say on this last election, I did listen to the residents, I did come out to the forums, I did listen to what the new elected trustees were talking about. That's why the committees that they were chosen for was based off of what they talked about, what their concern was, and again looking at as we go into this next final, so the next 2 years, working with this board is going to be key. And at the same time, we've heard issues about being transparent. We're making sure that we're going to be very transparent. I'm looking forward to the additional cuts that this board is looking to make to the budget, since they feel that it's not balanced. So I'm looking forward to hear the cuts and going back to the department heads and working with them to make additional cuts in their departments also. So with that said, I ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All in favor, say aye.
There's a reception for everyone in the Senior Citizen Center.
They just